It was June 27, 1976. Air France Flight 139 lifted off from Tel Aviv en route to Paris, stopping briefly in Athens. Among the passengers were families returning from holidays, business travelers, and soldiers on leave. The hum of conversation filled the cabin until chaos erupted. Suddenly, two men and a woman stood up brandishing guns. "This is a hijack! Stay calm and no one gets hurt," one shouted in a thick German accent. Panic spread through the cabin as passengers ducked behind seats, clutching loved ones. The hijackers, two Germans from the Baader-Meinhof group and two Palestinians from the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, took control. Their demand, the release of dozens of pro-Palestinian prisoners. The Airbus A300 was redirected. After refueling in Benghazi, Libya, it made its final stop, Entebbe Airport, Uganda. At Entebbe, Ugandan soldiers surrounded the plane. To the passengers' shock, they were not there to rescue them. They were assisting the hijackers. Dictator Idi Amin, known for his eccentric cruelty, greeted the hijackers like honored guests. He smiled broadly as he welcomed them, calling them freedom fighters. The hostages were moved into the old terminal building. Children cried, elderly people fainted from heat, and a strange sense of abandonment filled the air. Outside, Amin strutted across the runway in his military regalia, promising safe hospitality while secretly supplying the hijackers with food, guards, and fuel. As days passed, the hijackers began separating the hostages, Israelis and Jews on one side, non-Jews on the other. It was a chilling echo of history. French crew members, led by Captain Michel Bacos, refused to abandon their Jewish passengers, staying behind voluntarily. Among the hostages was Miriam Cohen, a young Israeli mother with her 8-year-old son Daniel. Every night she whispered prayers in Hebrew, clutching her son's hand tightly. Nearby, Jacob Zilberstein, an elderly Holocaust survivor, sat in silence, his eyes haunted by memories of another time when Jews were separated by men with guns. Outside, Idi Amin appeared in the terminal occasionally, making grand speeches about peace while laughing with the hijackers. Back in Jerusalem, Israeli officials were in crisis mode. Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and Defense Minister Shimon Peres faced an impossible choice: negotiate or act. The hijackers had issued a 72-hour ultimatum. If their demands were not met, they would start killing hostages. Israeli intelligence began working around the clock. Blueprints of the Entebbe terminal were located because the building had been constructed by an Israeli firm years earlier. With that knowledge, an audacious plan was born, a covert rescue mission deep inside enemy territory, 2,500 miles away. On July 3, 1976, under the cover of night, 4 Israeli Hercules C-130 aircraft lifted off from Sharm el-Sheikh. Inside sat Israeli commandos, led by the fearless Lieutenant Colonel Yonatan Netanyahu, elder brother of future Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The mission, codenamed Operation Thunderbolt, was nearly suicidal. They would fly low over the Red Sea, avoid radar, land in Entebbe, storm the terminal, rescue over 100 hostages, and escape, all in under an hour. As they flew in silence, Yonatan looked at a photo of his family. He whispered to his team, "If we fail, history will not forgive us. But tonight we make history." At 11 p.m., the Israeli planes touched down at Entebbe. The commandos rolled out a black Mercedes and Land Rovers, mimicking Idi Amin's convoy to confuse the guards. It worked, at least for a moment. Suddenly, Ugandan sentries realized something was wrong. Gunfire erupted. The night exploded into chaos. Bullets flying, alarms blaring, hostages screaming. Inside the terminal, the hijackers panicked, shouting orders. One pulled a grenade pin before being shot dead by Israeli commandos who stormed the hall. "Down! Down!" they shouted in Hebrew and English. Miriam shielded Daniel as the commandos cut through the chaos, rescuing terrified passengers. Within minutes, 3 hijackers and several Ugandan soldiers lay dead. But in the firefight, Yonatan Netanyahu was struck by a sniper's bullet near the tarmac. He fell, bleeding, whispering to his men, "Go. Don't stop." The entire operation lasted 53 minutes. All hijackers were killed, along with 20 Ugandan soldiers. 102 hostages were freed and loaded onto the planes. As the Hercules aircraft roared into the night sky, some passengers wept, Others sang the Israeli anthem softly. Back in Entebbe, the runway smoldered under the echo of explosions. Idi Amin, furious and humiliated, ordered revenge against local staff who had aided the Israelis. When the rescued hostages landed in Israel, they were greeted with tears, flags, and songs. But the victory was bittersweet. Yonatan Netanyahu's body returned home draped in the Israeli flag. His death became the symbol of sacrifice and courage, a man who gave his life to bring others home. Decades later, Daniel, now grown, stood at Yonatan's grave. He whispered, "Because of you, I lived." His voice trembled, filled with gratitude and sorrow. The Entebbe raid became one of the most daring hostage rescues in modern history, a story of impossible courage, faith, and humanity's fight against terror. In the darkest nights, courage can still find a way to shine. Like, comment, and subscribe for more true stories of courage, history, and humanity.